Hare Krishna to all dear devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam. Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udhirayet. नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवते उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. Okay, I think so. So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Chapter 10, Chapter 29. Krishna and the gopis meet for the prasadams. From the text 36. O lotus eye one, the goddess of fortune, consider it a festive occasion. Whenever she touches the sole of your lotus feet, you are very dear to the residents of the forest, and therefore we will also touch those lotus feet. From that time on, we will be unable even to stand in the presence of any other man, for we will have been fully satisfied by you. X37. Goddess Lakshmi, whose glance is sought after by the demigods with great endeavor, has achieved the unique position of always remaining on the chest of her Lord Narayan. Still, she desired the dust of his lotus feet, even though she has to share that dust with the Tulsi Devi and indeed with the Lord's many other servants. Similarly, we have approached the dust of your lotus feet for shelter. Text 38. Therefore, O vanquisher of all the distress, please show us mercy. To approach your lotus feet, we abandoned our families and homes. We have no desire other than to serve you. Our hearts are burning with the intense desire generated by your beautiful smiling glance. O jewel among men, please make us your maid servants. X39. Seeing your face encircled by the curling locks of hair, your cheeks beautified by earrings, your lips full of nectar, and your smiling glance, and also seeing your two imposing arms, which take away your fear, and your chest, which is the only source of pleasure for the goddess of fortune. We must become your maid servants. X40th. Dear Krishna, what woman in all the three worlds would not deviate from religious behavior when bewildered by the sweet, drawn out melody of your flute? Your beauty makes all three worlds auspicious. Indeed, even the cows, birds, trees, and deer manifest the ecstatic symptom of the bodily hair standing on end when they see your beautiful form. Text 41. Clearly, you have taken birth in this world to reveal the fear and distress of the people of Raja, just as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the pre uh, primeval Lord, protect the domain of the demigods. Therefore, O friend of the distress, kindly place your lotus hands on your maid servant's head and burning breast. Text 42. Sukadev Goswami said, smiling upon hearing these disponent words from the gopis, Lord Krishna, the supreme master of all the masters of mystic yoga, mercifully enjoy with them, although he is self satisfied. Text 43. Among the assembled gopis, the infallible Lord Krishna appeared just like the moon surrounded by the stars. He who accused are so Magnanimous made their faces blossoms with an affectionate glance, and his broad smiles revealed the effulgence of his jasmine bud-like teeth. 644. As the gopis sang his praises, the leader of hundreds of women sang loudly in reply. He moved among them, wearing his Vaijayanti garland beautifully. The Vrindavan forest. Beautify the Vrindavan forest. Text 45 and 46. Sri Krishna went with the gopis to the bank of the Yamuna, where the stand was cooling and the wind, and leavened by the river's waves, bore the fragrance of the lotus. There Krishna threw his arms around the gopis and embraced them. He aroused Cupid in the beautifully young ladies of Raja by touching their hands, hair, thighs, belts, and the breast by playfully scratching them with his fingernails and also by joking with them, glancing at them, and laughing with them. In this way, the Lord enjoyed his pastime. Text 47. The gopis became proud of themselves of having received such special attention from Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and each of them thought herself the best woman on the earth. Text 48. Lord Keshava, seeing the gopis too proud of their good fortune, wanted to reveal them of this pride and show them further mercy. Thus he immediately disappeared. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport of Srila Prabhupada, entitled Krishna and the Gopis Meet for the Rasa Dance. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you so much, SundarAnanda, for reading the translations today. I'll offer a brief prayers and we'll continue. Om Ajnanajamirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashat Deshutarine जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे. Okay, so we're in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, this beautiful smiling face of Lord Krishna, and specifically the Rasa Panchadhyaya section. We're in the 29th chapter, where the chapter title is Krishna and Gopis meet. We heard how the wonderful atmosphere in Vrindavan inspired Lord Krishna to engage his Yogamaya potency, his internal energy of Krishna, to create a wonderful atmosphere for meeting with the gopis. And then in that context, we heard how Lord Krishna was playing on his beautiful flute, and thus captivating the minds of Vrajagopis, who are the exalted devotees of Krishna, pure devotees of Krishna. And they all came, leaving whatever they were doing to personally associate with Lord Sri Krishna. And we heard how when they came, Krishna uh, described with the adjective of great speaker how he spoke in two different meanings. One meaning is that, oh, why did you come here? You're supposed to take care of your household duties. And it's very late in the night time, and this is a forest. There are dangerous creatures like that. Please go back home. That is one meaning he described. Another meaning Acharyas describe is the internal meaning, um, that is encouraging them to stay back and have pastimes with him. So we heard all those reasons Krishna was giving externally for them to go back. And then in yesterday's class, we heard several reasons that gopis are describing why they want to stay back. They're requesting Krishna, please allow us to stay back. Please allow us to serve you like that. So we're continuing from there, where gopis are continuing their uh, plea, their request to Krishna to allow them to stay in the forest like that. Of course, this particular chapters are commented very, very heavily by our acharyas, like Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. He even gives for every verse, he gives many meanings of the verse actually, not just two meanings like that. But I could not grasp everything. So whatever little bit I understood, and based on that little time we have, I'll share whatever I understood a little bit. Yeah. So going to the text number 36. Um, yeah. Here, their gopis are speaking to Lord Krishna. They're saying they're remembering the good fortune of Lakshmi Devi, goddess of fortune. She she feels very happy, like festival, when she touches the soles of your lotus feet. So actually, Mother Lakshmi stays on the chest of Lord Krishna also. But she feels more happier to stay at the dust of his lotus feet. That's what is described. In the next verse, purport also is described like that. Why? Because the dust of lotus feet of Krishna are is where the pure devotees stay. So it's a great fortune to get lotus feet dust of Krishna like that. So that's what is being described. So even Lakshmi Devi wants to stay to lotus feet. Then they're also saying that you're very dear to the residents of forest. To the Brajavasis, you're very dear. Not only you are very dear to them, you also like them very much. That means they are very dear to you. That's why we also want to touch the lotus feet. See, they want to serve Krishna. That is their mood. Even with this statement, they're not coming to enjoy with Krishna. They want to serve Krishna in whatever way possible. Then they're describing that how from that time on we'll be unable even to stand in front of any other man, for we will have been fully satisfied by you. Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur describes two meanings, at least two meanings for this. One is that when they had the pleasure of serving Krishna in the conjugal pastimes, then they don't have any more attraction for anything mundane or to be with anyone else mundane like that. So that is the exalted nature of these gopis, because they have this pure devotion for Krishna. They are detached from everything else like that. That's one meaning he gives. Another meaning he gives is that how uh, when we come in your presence, then we're so fully satisfied that we don't want to go to anybody else anymore like that. We don't have any more desire to be with anybody else like that. That's the two meanings Vishwanath Thakur gives. And they're fully satisfied with Krishna's presence, Krishna's association like that. In the next verse, 37th verse, they're continuing about goddess Lakshmi Devi's great fortune, that all the demigods are trying to get a glance of Lakshmi Devi to fall on them. So, but even though she has achieved the unique position on the chest, she still desires the dust of your lotus feet. And then, even though she has to share that dust with Tulsi Devi, because Tulsi we keep at the lotus feet of Krishna, and with many other servants, that is the pure devotees. Similarly, we have approached the dust of your lotus feet for shelter. So basically, they're describing that uh, Lakshmi Devi is desiring for lotus feet, your dust of your lotus feet. So we are also justified to desire lotus feet dust. So please let us stay at your lotus feet, and don't send us back. Please encourage our endeavor, like how you're allowing Lakshmi Devi to stay. Please encourage us and stay. Don't make it a double standard. In the purport is described like that. So that is how they're requesting Lord Krishna to allow them to stay at his lotus feet. And then going to the next verse, 38th verse. Hmm, yeah, they're glorifying Krishna as vanquisher of all distresses. I think that is not Dinabandhu, Aptabandhu. I think, let me see the word I saw earlier. Ardhana. Yeah. Vrijna Ardhana. That's another Aptabandhu is coming in another person. So you remove the distress of everybody. So don't cause distress to us. Please show us mercy instead. Like that is saying. That means they're saying, that means you normally take away distress from everybody, but don't give distress to us like that. Please show us mercy. And why you need to show us mercy? Because to approach you, we give up everything we have. We gave up our families, we gave up our homes, and then we have no other desire than the single desire to serve you. That means they are the highest unalloyed devotees that we can see from this verse also. Unalloyed means no other impurities, no other contaminations. They don't have any other desires. Oh, I need to enjoy, I need to become happy like that. No, they're just desiring to serve Krishna. That is the only desire they have. And then they're saying, our hearts are burning with intense desires generated by your beautiful smiling glances. O jewel among men, please make us your maid servants. So here they're saying, we're not asking you to make your wives. We're just asking, let us be your maid servants so we can serve you somehow or other. That's how they're asking. And uh, so they're begging for service only. There is a pure heart of gopis. So, and in the purport, the disciples of Sri Prabhupada wrote these purports. They're describing how gopis might think. If while serving you, of course, our main desire is to serve you and please you. But while serving you, uh, when we see your beautiful face, we may become happy. So what is wrong with that? That is not a separate desire we have. We just want to serve you. But in the course of service, if you see your beautiful face with happiness, we'll be happy like that. That's what they're describing. And then the they used another adjective for Krishna here, Purusha Bhushana, jewel among men. So Sri Vishwanath Chakra Thakur uh, describes that the gopis meant to say like this: "O jewel of all males, please decorate our golden bodies with the dark blue gems of your limbs." That means when Krishna takes gopis close to them, they are having golden bodies, and whereas his body is blue complexion. So they're saying uh, that please decorate your body with the blue jewels of your body like that. That's what they're describing in the 38th verse. And the 39th verse has an elaborate commentary of Vishwanath Chakra Thakur given in the purport as a dialogue form. Basically, they are describing uh, seeing your beautiful face, which is encircled with black curling locks of hair, and your cheeks are beautified with the earrings, Makara Kundala we hear commonly, and then and also see your lips full of nectar and your smiling glance, and also seeing your two imposing arms, strong arms, which take away our fear, because Supreme Lord Krishna's arms are representing giving protection to devotees. That's why when you see arms on the deities, deity Krishna, we feel protected by Krishna. And your chest, which is the only source of pleasure for Lakshmi Devi, we must become your maid servants, they're asking. So Sri Srinath Chakra Thakur in the purport describes a wonderful dialogue between gopis and Krishna. So we'll discuss briefly. So Krishna is saying, "Oh, you want to become my servants? So do I have to give any salary to you? Or you want to do free service?" Then the gopis are replying, "So actually, you already paid us since the beginning of our womanhood, youthfulness. You already paid us a lot of salary. What kind of salary you paid? By your gemful, smiling glance. By your glance, with the eyes and by your sweet smile. By that you gave us so much payment already, so much time. That is a great treasure for us. Uh, we never heard about or seen anything like this before. That itself you gave a payment like that. And then say they're saying, uh, when you're putting your golden turban on your head, then we will, we as maid servants will adjust the turban nicely, and and even when you chastise us, don't do that anymore like that. Then we're still happy and take opportunity to see your face like that. They're describing. So basically, as maid servants, will relish with your eyes your abundant sweetness, like that they're describing. Now Krishna says, "Oh, your husbands will not tolerate behavior of yours like this. If you do like that, then they will complain to King Kamsa, and that will be very fearful situation for me also. I am scared about that situation, and you'll be also fearful of that situation when King Kamsa knows." Like that, Krishna is telling us. First reason he told them is payment. Do I need to give any payment or not? They said no need to give payment like that. And then now he's telling, oh, we should be fearful of Kamsa. If comes to know, then if by complaint of your husbands, there is a problem. Then the gopis are saying, actually, your mighty two arms are making us fearless. Fear is not there anymore because you lifted Govardhan Giri with his arms, same arms. So we are confident that no problem will come from Kamsa. You will just kill him if you need it like that. So, like that is describing. They are describing. Now, uh, Krishna is giving the third argument. Oh, I'm a religious person. So I cannot make others' wife my maid servants. How can I make others' wives as my maid servants? Like that is describing. So then they are giving the argument, gopis are giving the argument that you already taken Lakshmi Devi, who is the wife of Narayana from Vaikunta. So, and you kept on her chest. So, out of shame, she has assumed the form of a golden line on your chest, and she takes her only pleasure there like that. So, that is one argument they give. Another argument they give is, and we also know in the 14 worlds, even in Vaikuntha Loka, if, if any, you never reject any beautiful woman, no matter who she is, no matter whom she belongs to also. So we know this very well like that. That's the argument they're giving for Krishna to accept them as a maid servant. Yeah. So now going to the text number 40, they're continuing their plea to Krishna. Uh, So they remember in the previous verses, Krishna described how they should follow religious conduct, how they should go back and serve their husbands and children and calves like that. They're responding to that argument here. They're saying, what women in all the three worlds wouldn't deviate from religious principles when behavior by the sweet, drawn out melody of your flute, your beauty makes all the three worlds auspicious. Not only we, ladies of Raja, but even the cows, even the birds, even the trees, and all of them manifest ecstatic symptoms on their body. Their hair stand like on end like this. That is a sign of Bhava, right? So when they see your beautiful form like that, they're describing. So that means when we see the beautiful form of yours, then we don't have any attraction for doing anything else. Your service is the topmost, like that they're describing basically. In the text number 41, they're saying clearly you've taken birth in this world to relieve the fear and distress of people of Raja. So your purpose of coming here is to take away fear and take away distress of people, all of us. So now, just as this is like an example of Lord Narayana, how he protects the demigods from the demons like that. Similarly, you came for this purpose only. Therefore, uh, here they're using the word Artha Bandhu, the friend of the distressed. Um, Kindly place your lotus hand on us like that, on our head like that, they're asking. So they're asking, like, how anyway you came to take away fear, to help us, all of people in Vraja. So please touch us with your lotus hands like that. They're requesting Krishna. And the text number 42. Now Sukadeva Goswami is concluded that section about how gopis are requesting to stay back. So now Krishna is convinced. So Sukadeva Goswami is describing Krishna is smiling after hearing the despondent words from the gopis. So then Krishna mercifully enjoyed with them, although he is self-satisfied, Atmarama, like we discussed in the last Friday session. So Krishna is satisfied within himself. He doesn't look for, okay, can you give me some pleasure? Can you give me some pleasure? Can you appreciate me? Can you praise me? Can you give me some gift? Can you touch me? No, he's not looking for anything from outside. He's self-satisfied. But still, he wants to reciprocate with the gopis' pure desire to serve him. Like that. That's what is described here. Now going to text number 43. Among the assembled gopis, so Sukadeva Goswami is speaking this. Okay. Krishna, how does he look when he's playing rasa dance with gopis? He's like, gopis are like stars, and Krishna is like the moon in between them. And then uh, by seeing Krishna, their faces blossom. Blossom means like flower, how it blossoms. Like that, their faces blossom with his affectionate glances and his broad smiles. When Krishna is smiling, the teeth look like jasmine, is described by Sukadeva Goswami. So here the word described is Krishna is described as Achyuta. That means Achyuta means one infallible Lord. That means who never fails in his affection for his devotees. That we learned from Bhagavad Gita also. So uh, he did not give, he did not fail in giving pleasure to each and every gopi in the assembly. So basically, we hear from acharyas that he expanded himself, as many millions of gopis were there. That many forms he expanded and gave pleasure to each of the gopis like that. In text number 44, as the gopis sang his praises, so while gopis were singing Krishna's holy names with happiness, and then Krishna also was singing, is described here. So, and he was wearing Vaijayanti garland, that and beautifying the Vrindavan forest in that way. So, and Krishna, Jiva Goswami, Srila Jiva Goswami describes Krishna was singing different melodies and different meters of kirtan, uh, and gopis followed him while Krishna was leading the kirtan is described. Krishna was glorifying the moon, autumn moon, glorifying the moonshine and the lotus field river, Yamuna river, while the gopis simply sang his name repeatedly. That's what is described in which references Vishnu Purana is described. Now going to last three verses, 730. Just take a few minutes, not too long. So they all went to the banks of the Yamuna river, where the atmosphere was very wonderful. Sand was cooling, wind was nice with fragrant, with the lotuses in the river. That fragrance is coming through the wind, and Krishna and gopis enjoyed participating in the rasa dance nicely. That's what is described in this verse. And then the next verse, 47 verse. Uh, th- this is a famous verse where the gopis got little bit of pride, thinking that, oh, Acharya is described in multiple ways this verse. One is, oh, we're the best. We're so fortunate among all the women in the world like that. We get to have pastimes with Supreme Lord Krishna like that. That is one way Acharya is described. And the way they describe is, Out of all the gopis who are doing rasa dance here, I'm so special. Krishna is dancing with me like that. They're so happy and proud in that sense, like that. And the third sense is their their pride is in good pride, in the sense that they're happy to see Krishna engaging with them like that. So, like how we say sometimes, I'm proud of my children like that. That means we're proud that they're doing well. Like that, they're proud of seeing Krishna like that. There are three different ways Acharya is described. So, broadly, there are two categories of how to understand this. One category is uh, through Yogamaya potency, Krishna inspired this little pride in them purposefully for the purpose of Leela. What purpose? In more detail, in the purport is described by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur commentary also, that through this pride, Krishna left the association of gopis because he wanted to. Two reasons are described. One is he wants to get rid of the pride. He doesn't like pride in his devotees. That is one reason described. That's a lesson for us, to teach a lesson for us. Number one. Number two, through this pastime of disappearance, Krishna is creating that separation between the gopis and Krishna. And when we have separation, when they finally meet, we'll see in the next chapters, then that is more enjoyable, like that. Acharya's describe is Grace Haripashad Prabhu one time was describing how when we have sandwich of bread, in between there is some nice uh, patty or a nice filling like that, right? So the filling is enjoyable because of the bread on either sides like that. So if you just eat the filling, it's not so enjoyable. Similarly, when gopis and Krishna separate and then meet again, it gives them extreme pleasure like that. So that's what is being described here. That is the purpose of this inducing of the pride by Krishna and the gopis. So this is his Krishna's special mercy to get rid of the pride and the devotees like that. He immediately disappeared from that place. And then last verse purport is describing that another reason that Krishna disappeared is to show special favor to that special gopi who is the daughter of Vrishabhanu, Srimati Radharani. That's also described here. So we heard today gopis different pleas why Krishna should allow them to stay and Krishna should accept them as maid servants to serve his lotus feet. And then finally, Krishna accepted their plea and he engaged with them in Rasa Leela. And then we heard about Gopi's little pride that is induced by Yogamaya for the sake of separation to finally give more pleasure to them in meeting again. That's how, and Krishna disappeared from that place. We heard up to that point. We'll continue in the next chapter starting on Monday. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Manchakalpatarubhyascha Kupasindhu Bhyevacha Paditanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Thank you so much, devotees. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna.
Prabhuji. Thank
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.